Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Q, back with Fishbowl Topics, man. So today, um, I want to get into dating apps, man. What do we know about them? I'm gonna go into if you do go into these like dating apps, man. A lot of them are, a lot of them low key, man. A lot of them are free for the females, low key. Um, Matter of fact, all of them are free for the ladies. Most of them um, will let for the men. Most of them will let you use it to a certain extent, but then we have to subscribe and pay to send messages to certain people. For instance, it's a few of them out here that I want to get into. We should be careful about all of them, but Badu is one. Now, Badu is a pretty slow. It can be slow, but you actually can meet decent people on these websites, man. But for the most part, man, it's just like anything else. You got to be careful because you're giving out your information, your name, especially if you're buying and subscribing to use these apps. Most of them are gimmicks. For the most part, you possibly can meet certain ones that you really can meet people on, like Baidu. It's really possible. I've met women off Baidu, so it's possible. Facebook dating, very possible. Facebook dating is possible. Um, a few other ones are like gimmicks, and a lot of people make fake profiles, like tagged. For instance, back I say maybe in the 2000s, tag was pretty decent for the young crowd. You could meet a lot of young women on tag back then. I had a friend of mine that had a tag account, and he met a lot of different girls. The girl Metro Detroit area, um, Bumble, and all those other ones are very gimmicky. They will tax you from the beginning. You're not getting to send messages to anybody. Uh, uh, Single dating, Black app. Now, Black app is pretty cool. Um, they let you send likes to, like, if you're a male, you can send likes to different women. Same for the women, you said, but it's free. It's free for the ladies. It's always free for the women. Remember that, fellas. So when you're getting on these dating sites, please be careful. Um, if they're asking you, because most likely after a while you're gonna have to subscribe for sure. So you're gonna have to pay some money. You know what I mean? Nothing is really free on those apps, man. First one I ever learned about was Moco Space, man. That was pretty crazy. Uh, like, man, in like '09, I had a young friend of mine, man, and he introduced me to Moco. Now it's like a back page, man. It's a lot of prostitution on there. You got to be careful. You just got to be careful, man, because you can't give me your credit card information out. Now, Moco is something different. You can use the chat rooms, but again, it's a lot of prostitution. So when you go on, man, just be careful because it's prostitution on there. Period. So you know, meeting a decent woman off of there is not applicable. Applicable. Act. That's what we use. Act. You know what I mean? Accessible. Um, though you can be careful. There's a lot of scams on there. People that scam and do shit like that. You gotta be careful. Um, but for the most part, man, like I said, just be careful about you giving your information out. Um, Chat lines, you know what I mean? They have those now where you can meet people. You know, to me, it's more easier to meet people in the world. You know what I mean? Out in the streets. You know what I mean? You're out in the world. You can easily walk, meet people that way. But either or is dangerous. Either or. Meet people out in the street. It's a different thing. You know what I mean? Out in the world, but so why do we use chatline? Why are we so afraid to communicate with the outside world? People that hide behind the internet and use stuff like that. Why do we do that? You know what I mean? Most of the time, it's a issue of being socially challenged. Most of us that grew up, we were kind of shy. You know what I mean? It's really a confident kind of thing, man. Self confidence. When you're meeting people, when you're having, when you're management of relationships, it's a multitude of things that we want to work on and try to keep ourselves at a balance, that a certain type of balance. You know what I mean? Don't go too far off. Uh, don't let people detour you and change who you are. If you're a quiet person, if you're a shy person, most of the time it's got something to do with confidence. You know what I mean? Self confidence, mental health. I grew up sheltered. I ain't gonna lie, I grew up sheltered. My mom kind of kept me and my little brother sheltered, and we didn't really have that social communication practice. You know what I mean? We didn't practice that. Cause mom kind of kept us sheltered, so we couldn't really, we had friends. We had friends growing up, had childhood friends. We were all different. You know what I mean? And for me, it goes back to kindergarten. You know what I mean? I was really shy. I didn't know how to communicate with other kids. You know what I mean? Because I wasn't taught that. You know, and by that, by me not having that, it kind of like crippled me growing up. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't good. You know what I'm saying? Now, I mean, now it's different. Right now I'm way out communicating. I got a lot of communication, a lot of friends. Most of my friends are like business people, so you're not really gonna catch me hanging around people in the streets or like neighborhood people, stuff. A lot of my friends like professional people. So like me outgrowing that, man, for me it was sports. That really helped me break that social silence. You know what I mean? Being afraid to talk to other people. You know, and my older brother, kind of like helped me with that too, man. Cause he spent a lot of time with me growing up, and it was like, it was a big thing. You know what I mean? It was a big thing with him because he helped me break that, bringing me around his older friends, introducing me to people. And as a shy kid, you know, shoot, I really hung around, really didn't hang around a lot of other kids. You know what I mean? It was me and my little brother. So mama kept us sheltered, she kept us, in the yard, shit like that. As I started getting old in high school, middle school, I didn't know how to talk to females. I was really shy, you feel me? So that really crippled me from like having little girlfriends and stuff like that, meeting certain women. But as I got older, as I as I had certain friends in the neighborhood I grew up with, they kind of helped me break out of that shell. At one point, when I was in high school, I had my own house. My mother got married, she moved and gave me a whole house. And so it was like, that was like a turning point for me for breaking out of that shell. And it was a wonderful experience, man. I didn't realize what I had, messed everything up. I didn't realize what I really had, man. I started school, I started skipping school, man. It got to the point where I almost didn't graduate. You know what I mean? So my mom had to take that from me. She had to take it all from me, man, for me to wake up. Because I almost ruined my whole, you know, high school year. You know what I mean? I almost didn't make it in high school. And I thank God she did because it was able to allow me to get back on focus on what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? That's besides not having a house, having friends, having girls over and parties, shit like that. You know what I mean? It was cool, but I almost messed up, man. Like, and I had to get back on track. So that helped me out, man. And then me moving, to California with my uncle. After that, man, life kind of took off for me, man. When I went to Cali with my uncle, man, and stayed. He put me put me in college. Me going to UCLA college and graduating. You know, um, it was cool. You feel me? So back to like the dating thing was like when I first learned about chat lines. Those you got to be careful with too because you never know who you're meeting on those things, man. People could tell you anything on the phone and you can't physically see them. You know what I'm saying? So start off with chat lines, started meeting people. I actually met decent women in the past off those things, especially in high school. I learned about that in high school when I first had my house, and I would meet met a few young girls, I was young, you know what I mean, learning about this and I delved into this at a young age and I could teach about this. I could tell about how to use those things and navigate through them, and still being careful because I met some bad apples for sure. So but you meet good apples, you meet bad apples. It's a risk. You feel me? So especially when you're getting on these chat lines, these apps. Um, you know, most successful app that I have really actually have met women on Black Meet. Black Meet is a really cool app, man. It's really dope. If you learn how to navigate through it and use it, you actually can meet decent women, fellas. It's possible. Anything is possible, dog. So, I got friends that actually met their spouses on those apps, and they've been together for a long time. So you can connect. It's just how you do it and how you go about it. You know what I mean? You know, back then I used to fib a little bit, man. I used to fabricate my life. you know, but for the most part, you actually can meet good people on. You just got to be careful, man. And for the most part, also not giving out too much of your information because people can steal your identity on those things. Anything can happen. You got predators on these sites, and they scour these sites and they're looking for any kind of piece of information they can use. They can steal your identity. I've been through it, identity theft, so I can tell you about this. It's not a joke, man. So protect your information as much as possible. Um, Getting into like going into the apps, right? So we go into the apps and they're gonna ask a lot of personal information, who you are, your name, where you live. All this is built into the apps. So when you're going into them and you're using them, just be careful what you're filling out, your information. Most of them is like culturally biased questions, who you are, what your favorite foods, what kind of stuff you like. It's an algorithm, so that it's learning who you are. Actually, it's like it's all computerized, so it's all computer, right? So computers, what they do is they have a memory called the algorithm, and what they do is when you put in your information, they're memorizing that and they're studying you, the app itself. Uh, so be very careful with that. Um, for the most part, but for the most part, like um, if also if you're using these apps too. Um, you can some of them you actually can be free to roam through. You can uh kind of like a lot of them now have like videos, like you can see people on videos, you can see people you want to talk to. Excuse me, I'm up here at Survive. This is like a kind of like my jobs. You know, I'm actually at my job. Sava. It's like basically a vegan restaurant here in Midtown. They have really great food. You guys come check us out. Sava Restaurant. Very good vegan food. You couldn't tell the difference, low key. Especially the chili fries. Like, it's all plant based. Now the potato, all the potatoes, onions, all that's real potatoes and onions, all that stuff. They use real natural stuff from the earth for sure. But the hamburger patties, the all the meats are plants. They're plant based. So it's not animals we're eating here. It's real plant based food. So for the vegans and the people who are curious, please come check out Survive. You can catch us. You can see us. We're like right off of Woodward, uh, Woodward, and what is this side street? Woodward. I want to say not Canfield, but Woodward and um, I forget the side street, but you can definitely look us up online. Check out our menus. We have a wide variety. We got new menus actually. We just got new menus and stuff like that. So please check us out. Um, but yeah, back to the sites. So I have met my girl off of an app called Moco Space. She actually, you can really meet people, certain apps. So it works. Like I said, just being careful, information in, do a lot of research, man, on where these apps come from, who started them, and stuff like that, because that's really important. I think it's really important to do research before you start getting into things and using these apps and stuff like that, because like I said, they're using your information, so you got to be careful. Um, please be careful. Um, for now, that's kind of it, man. You know, um, I have more content. I'm gonna be putting out different type of things, different videos, stuff like that, talking about different things. Um, but thank you for your time, YouTube. I appreciate this. I appreciate the opportunity to um, use your platform. So I'm going to be signing out. You guys, like I said, when you're using these apps, please be careful, but use them. You definitely can meet people. Men, women, LGBTQ, they all have the apps now. So you all can meet who you want to meet. Just be careful and, be safe. All right, holla back.